I got an email this morning from an ex-student of mine who was really curious about what I thought about the NFL's decision to get rid of the phrase end racism in the end zone and keep the phrase choose love during the Super Bowl. And I thought about it for a little while, and I looked into it, and I see that they said that their explanation was to be sensitive to the recent victims of the tragedies, including the New Orleans terrorist attack, the crash in the airport at DCA, and the terrible fires in Los Angeles County. And I thought to myself, well, most of this couldn't really be stopped by choosing love. I mean, certainly the fires aren't going to directly be impacted by that decision. And that might also be said for the flight, the crash in the airport, right? And these aren't really love-related problems. The terrorist attack could certainly be understood that way to some degree. But then I thought, well, what would it mean to choose love in the context of New Orleans, a city that is desperately poor, has enormous systemic racism, a significant majority Black population, whose median income is roughly $35,000 a family, and white median income is roughly $91,000 for a family. And I'm thinking, how does that level of disparity of income? I'm not talking wealth, I'm not talking education, I'm not talking discriminatory practices in mass incarceration. I'm not talking about inaccessibility to healthcare and transportation and any number of other issues, past and present, working together to create a rather dim set of opportunities for the future. And I thought, well, if we were going to choose love for the people of New Orleans, then I recommend we end racism. I think these things are completely interconnected. In fact, I'd be safe to say that if you choose love in a truly expansive way, that you'd have to end racism. And frankly, that would be good for everybody. It may not seem that way to some, but a just community where people feel cared about, loved, and appreciated, and everyone works together for the common good, it would be an exhilarating way to live.